If you're familiar with Generation 1 Pokemon sprites, you've most likely seen Hitmonchan's red and green sprite before. Well, what's supposed to be Hitmonchan anyway. Or is it a Togekiss watching a Doduo do its business? Well, if you haven't seen it before, now you'll never unsee it. And that is the purpose of today's video. I'm going to show you a load of things in the Pokemon franchise that you're never going to look at the same again. Some of these things are pretty minor, and others just may scar you for life. But either way, I hope you enjoy what I have to share. Things in Pokemon that you will never unsee. Starting with Charizard. Who's not familiar with Charizard's design? Looks like a dragon, but isn't a dragon. What some of you might not be too familiar with though, is Charizard's Generation 1 sprites. Specifically, its red and green sprite. Now a normal person would assume this part is Charizard's claw. Or is it its mouth? Gardevoir is one of the most beloved Pokemon, for a few different reasons. But what if I told you that you've been looking at this Pokemon wrong all this time? Specifically, its face. Ugh. Did you know that even some of the tree sprites in Pokemon have personalities? Specifically the ones in Generation 3. We have the bodybuilder, and we have the one who's always uncomfortable. Are you prepared for me to ruin Chikorita for you forever? Are you sure? You've been warned. What Pokemon do you see here? Most people would say Larvitar, but if you look closer, what Pokemon do you see here? Most people would say Xatu, but if you look a bit closer, what Pokemon do you see here? Most people would say Clank, but if you look closer, did you know that there's a hidden face on Solgaleo? All you have to do is turn it upside down and zoom in. Is this a cupcake? Or is it a Pokemon? For the longest time, the Cuball sprite in Generation 1 confused me so much. I would always look at the sprite and think, what the hell is that? But years later I eventually realized that it's supposed to be a belt buckle. That makes much more sense, to be honest. Have you ever wondered what's underneath a Tangrowth? Well, look no further. One cool thing about some specific members of Team Rocket is that if you look closely, they're making a certain shape. Have you ever wondered why Sawsbuck is called Sawsbuck? Well, as we all know, it's a deer Pokemon whose appearance is dependent on the season, and the saws in its name could stand for summer, autumn, winter, and spring. So maybe not so much something you'll unsee about the actual Pokemon's design, but definitely the name. Did you know that TheAuraGuardian was voted as the world's most thickest Pokemon? Rightfully so. Ever wondered why Game Freak stopped making the characters look so tiny in the earlier generation games? Yeah, I can see why. Did you know that it took Snorlax 6 generations to finally learn how to stand up? So proud. When two Beldum fuse together, Meltang is formed. Metagross is the result of two Meltang achieving fusion. Oh, I see it now. Here is some really nice early Pokemon art. Looks all well and good until you zoom in and then you realize, what the heck. I know I've mentioned this one in multiple videos before, but just in case you forgot, Did you know that Kakuna's wearing a tie? What Pokemon do you see here? Most people would say Shinotic, but if you look a bit closer... Does Nuzleaf have nipples? Doesn't Fernape have nipples? Does Ash not have nipples? Is that what I think it is? Did you know that Cubchoo isn't the only Pokemon that needs a Snotrag? Take a look at Milotic's Gen 3 sprite. Does Milotic even have a nose? Ever wondered why Heatran has a spaceship on its head? What the hell is going on with Stantler's tail? Is that even a tail? You know what Combuskin and Palkia have in common? Yeah. Did you know that the pattern on Arbok is dependent on the region it's from? Really cool hidden detail if you ask me. I never really thought about this before, but Elekid's head is shaped the way it is because it's basically a plug. Which means if there was a Galarian Elekid, it might look something like this, since this is how plugs in the UK are shaped. Are those Cradilly's eyes? Or are they its teeth? So how old were you when you found out that the gold part on Staryu was attached to it by going around one of its legs? Now this is going to be the first part of Staryu I always look at. Have you ever wondered what some Pokemon looked like without fur or feathers? Well, lucky for you, I have a bunch for you to sink your teeth into. Good luck looking at these Pokemon normally ever again. Ever wondered what Altaria looked like after being drenched? Poor thing. Did you know that Whimsicott actually wore clothes? Yeah, it's almost a completely different Pokemon now. The longer you look at this, the worse it gets. Is Meowth pointing, or is he doing something else? This is just unacceptable. And the last thing I have to show you is a Pokemon League card from Sword and Shield. Specifically, Clara's League card. Now you might think that Clara looks pretty good in her League card, but if you take a closer look, you can see something's quite off. Is that warped? Did she Photoshop her League card? I think she Photoshopped her League card to make a certain part of her look bigger. That big. And that is a load of things in Pokemon that you will hopefully never look at the same ever again. I could have definitely showed off more stuff, but I feel like I didn't want to ruin too many things for you guys. I think what I showed off is enough things for you guys to unsee from now on. And if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like, as it does help the video out. Subscribe for more Pokemon content like this in the future, and until next time, thank you so much for watching.